going to switch over to a special match here. And we got current UFC light heavyweight William the Nightmare Knight versus brown belt from Core BJJ, Mike Deeb.
Yeah, I'm friends with William. I like him a lot. I'm a big fan of his in the MMA game. So I'm excited to see him in the grappling realm. Mike, I've trained with before on multiple occasions. He's been to my gym plenty of times. And has a very good game. He can wrestle, maybe not to the level of Will, but to a point where Will's got to watch shooting in, getting caught in a submission, even though he doesn't have much of a neck. And Mike is good off his back as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike's very unassuming, and we know Will's game. He's going to hit the pedal to the metal. He's going to try to throttle you, crush you, take your back, choke you out. His when you like physicality, Nick, and there's no short of physical attacks from Will Knight.
Yeah, if you seen the numbers he puts up in the weight room, or the way he just throws people around in MMA, it's impressive. There's not many men on this earth built like William Knight.
Yeah,
and he got that through hard work.
Through hard work, right? Because he's not shy to say he used to be very overweight until he found the weight room and just worked. Incredible work ethic, and he's a powerhouse.
Impressive wrestling from Mike Deeb, who doesn't have a real competitive wrestling background.
No competitive wrestling background, but an enormous amount of jiu-jitsu competition. I feel like he's been competing forever, and so he's dancing right now with.
He's been training for at least 15 years, I think. Back in the day, he's here and he stepped up. No one wanted to go against Will. Everyone's scared of him because he's such a powerhouse. Mm-hmm. I said, if you don't find anyone, I'll do it.
Yeah. I was pushing for that match. I'm gonna tell you, Nick.
And
but you have a really good friend in Jeff who was like, I'm not letting that happen.
I mean, that guy is a powerhouse. So maybe Jeff did me a favor.
Yeah.
But Mike stepped up, and we got ourselves a little chess match on the feet.
Yeah. So far, we got 2 minutes burnt off the clock, and it hasn't hit the ground yet. Both guys. Just battling with some collar ties, wearing down on the neck, and we'll see what happens from here.
When you got big fellas like this grappling, you don't really want to be on bottom getting smashed.
Yeah.
The thing is that, Will's an MMA fighter, so he's not really a guard player. He's more get back to your feet type guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike is a guard player, but when you have someone that's as physically imposing and as good of a wrestler and as Will, you don't want to be on bottom because he'll start putting his body on top of you and start going to work.
Will not happy with himself on his attempt for a outside trip.
Well, the one thing that you got to watch out for, especially I've trained with Mike before, he has a very good guillotine. And you can't really let your wrestling be wrestling in jiu-jitsu sometimes because you have to worry about getting caught in that submission. You shoot from too far away, you make the wrong move, and your neck's getting snatched up.
Yeah.
Choking William Knight with a big neck might be a challenge in itself.
I was going to say, when you said catch him in a guillotine, I'm still looking for Will Knight's neck, so I don't know what Mike's going to grab. But
and I know for a fact that Will's going to watch this playback and send me a message on Facebook or Instagram about something I said. But it's nothing but good things to say about both these gentlemen here.
Incredible. Double unders for Mike.
Mike's got to make sure he doesn't get double overthrown, pushing in too hard. One of my favorite techniques is I push in hard and I wait for him to push back and
send him flying.
Yeah.
If there was a match that I can see someone going flying, it is this one. I don't know if our tables are far back enough.
I think the whole gym would shake.
Guys are jockeying for hand position, inside position, head to head, forehead to forehead.
I'd like to see one of them commit a little bit more to a takedown. Will's going for that outside trip.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough one. You didn't have an inside position for that with the arm, so Mike easily just stiff-armed him away.
One of my favorite techniques, actually, for Nogi is the outside single. I feel you shoot outside single, head inside.
Head inside.
It's hard to get caught in that guillotine. And if they go for a head choke, a lot of the time I roll through and end up in top position, so it's worth the risk. I shoot and you know, I know I'm playing with fire, but I believe in myself a little bit that I can get out of it.
Mike trying to Americana from standing at like a mirror lock.
Yeah, for those of you that have never seen that, look up Shinya Aoki arm break and scroll down. There's probably about 5 or 6 of them, but one of them he just whipped that technique and just broke the guy's arm right away, and it's absolutely disgusting. So maybe don't look it up. But here, when you're in these competitions, you have no friends in this. You know, you got to go for the techniques that are going to help you win.
For
Because
sure.
the person might as well do it to you. I see Will start moving around. He's opening up a little bit. I think he may feel like he has more of a feel for Mike's game, and setting up that single leg. Obviously, from open stance, usually I like to go single leg. If you can snap the head down, double leg, but he's standing straight up, so he could just blast through.
Oh, there it is. In. Will Knight shoots, but he hit a brick wall, and Mike Deeb. And Mike laying heavy on the head, but Will's got a 2-on-1 grip. Mike circles to the back. And there it is. That's our first one coming off the mat. Just like I anticipated. The big boy's not going to judge right off the mat. Everyone's okay.
4 minutes left. We had a good moment for Deeb right there. So if it keeps like this, that moment could be a difference maker in the judge's decision.
And that lock was a legitimate sub attempt. Will had to stand up on his tippy toes to make sure that he didn't get cranked. So I'd say Deeb's in the lead right now.
Waiting for that pressure to snap that head down. If I were Will, I'd be trying to snap that head down at any cost. Deeb comes up too high, which he already is standing pretty high. You blast through on that double leg. I feel like he's a little afraid of the guillotine choke or getting caught, so he won't overly commit to the takedown.
Yeah, but I think you're right. With that snap down, head in the middle, run right through him, he can get it down. Right now, Will's hasn't set up his shots, except for that one time where he started bouncing around, look for the entry. There's the outside trim again, and there's the takedown, and right to side control, Will Knight, heavy.
I feel like that Will has a lot of attacks, but this was the one that he wanted. So he knew the rules, he was patient, and he waited for the right moment for Deeb to kind of lose his
Oh, wow, he gave him the mount. Now Will Knight in full control, mounting Mike Deeb.
Obviously, he's setting up the mounted triangle choke. Imagine that. A man that big and physically imposing jumps to a triangle from right there.
Yeah. It's only second to his mounted Gogo Plata. Heavy, heavy hips by Will Knight.
If I was a betting man, I'd say he set up an Americana right here.
Yeah. The tried and true big man move, Americana Kimura. Combination, he's going for it. Mike Deeb straightening his arm out. I'd like Will to take his arm out from under the head, but no, he's doing a good job with the crossface, so I take that back.
He's a little heavy leaning forward. If Mike wanted to, he could bridge and clamp down on the arm and go to his left and try to sweep. I don't know if I don't know if it will work on him.
Yeah.
Someone with such a good base, but I'm just going through the things that I think in my head. Again, setting up the mounted triangle.
It's there. See, Will's going around the head to grab this, but he can't reach it once Mike extends his hand. I feel like if he was elbow planted on the mat to help with that, he'd have that dilemma in between the straight arm bar and the Americana. Sits back for an arm bar.
Oh, nice.
Mike rolls through.
Veteran.
Will's going to have to face the feet. He's got the arm, but he's loose. He's off.
Oh, nice.
And Mike Deeb to the back. Tries jump. Will just gives him the okey doke and ends up back on top.
Will's funny because he plays around. I'm a white belt.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I don't do
stick at
jujitsu.
I'm a wrestler. All this. He's even doing jujitsu behind the scenes. Someone's trying to give him his level up, and he's saying no. For someone that just wrestles, that was a pretty nice armbar attempt first.
And he escaped from not letting his back be taken. Right now, he's attacking the back of his own.
A good brown belt.
There he goes. Belly down. Get that second hook in. Let's see if he gets that second hook in. It might just be squeezing on the face, and that's going to be it. What a match. Impressive.
Props to William Knight showing that he's not just a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, and that was incredible.
And good on Mike Deeb for stepping up and taking the match that no one else would, besides me,
Absolutely.
of course.
So Will Knight takes it by decision. Absolutely, like you said, he did not have to come here. He's in the UFC right now. He's got every opportunity going his way right now, and he said, hey, I haven't competed in a low